If you don't already know by now, I'm Steve Rosansky, President and CEO of the Newport Beach Chamber of Commerce, and I want to welcome you to our 2014 Mayor's Reception and Volunteer Recognition Awards reception. I guess not really a dinner because it's kind of heavy hors d'oeuvres, but we'll call it a reception. But thank you all for coming. At first, I want to thank Andy Theodoro and the Dunes for putting out such a great spread in the back there and a beautiful room that he's put together. Sorry if I'm squinting, it's a little bright up here. I want to thank Sarah, also with the Dunes. Where's Sarah? Sarah? She's our coordinator for the evening, and so she did a great job. Thank you, Sarah. So let me tell you a little bit about what's going to go on for some of you that this is the first time you're here. Right now, we're going to do the awards recognition, or the volunteer awards recognition and the Ambassador of the Year recognition. And I'm sorry, well, Volunteer of the Year is actually called Silver Anchor Award. And then if you're watching the council meeting up there a few minutes ago, we've turned off the TV now, but the City Council is in session. They started at 6:15, and the way they do things here in Newport Beach, if you're not from the community, or even if you are, you just don't know, is that the outgoing City Council members, we have 4 of them this year, they are saying their farewells and receiving proclamations and things like that. That started at 6:15. At 7 o'clock, they started the regular meeting, and so now they're doing the other things that they do at a normal council meeting, and then they're going to have the swearing-in ceremony for the 4 new council members. The 4 new council members will take seats up on the dais after the swearing-in, and then they're going to elect a new mayor and a mayor pro tem. And so once they're done with that, the last thing that they'll do, it's kind of a, what do you call it? What do you call it when you got a bunch of chairs there and you're running around the chairs and you have to sit down when the music stops? Musical chairs, yeah. They're going to do, exactly. Pam, come up here, Pam. Come up here. Pam's going to help me with this portion. I know, this is the good-looking part of the program here. Pam's going to help me present the awards. But yeah, they're going to do like musical chairs because the seating on the dais is actually picked by seniority. So the mayor sits in the center. The mayor pro tem, I believe, sits directly to his left. And then the other seats are filled by seniority. So however many years you have in, that's how you determine where you're going to sit. And then if you're newly elected, I believe the way they do it is by how many votes you got. So whoever gets the most votes has the most seniority, which, you know, with 4 new council members, it's a big deal this time. So once they're done picking their seats, they'll basically adjourn their meeting, take some pictures, and then they're all going to come over here. So that's why we still have a lot of empty tables. Literally half the crowd's probably not here yet. And so they'll hopefully arrive by around 8:30-ish, maybe 8:15, depending on, you know, how much speechifying they like to do. That, you know, especially new council members, they like to hear themselves talk a lot. So they may be giving long-winded speeches. So that's basically how that's going to work. So hopefully, once we're done, we'll put the TVs back on. Maybe we'll get to see the election of the mayor. But right now, we're going to launch into our Ambassador of the Year awards. And to do that, as I already introduced Pam. Pam is our membership director. And Pam is the one who's directly responsible for the ambassadors. The ambassadors are a group of people within the chamber that serve as the welcoming committee, basically, to the chamber. So if we bring on a new member, almost always an ambassador will be assigned to you. They should call you up and tell you about the chamber, invite you out to chamber events. In addition, the ambassadors help out at an event like this. So if you saw some people at the table up front, some of them might have been ambassadors, some of them do other things here, or they're the support group for the chamber. So we really rely on them for a lot of different things. So Pam, I'm going to turn it over to you, and you can tell us how we picked the Ambassadors of the Year.
Hello. Well, our Ambassador of the Years are picked by our ambassadors. And what happens is we have the top 5 ambassadors that have come to things. You earn points when you come to events. You help members and things like that. So it's the top 5 people then are nominated to be Ambassadors of the Year. And I'd like to have Al Rosh stand up, Sheldon. They were nominated this year. We're so proud of them. Really are grateful to them. And Alan Herman is as well, and I don't think he's here tonight. And so we have 2 Ambassadors of the Year this year, and it's a woman's year. So the first one is Shani Moslehi. Come on. Shani is a dream. She was Ambassador of the Year in 2009, was it? 2007, sorry. So I started in 2008 here, and she was just a rock for me, just helping us develop the ambassador program. She comes to everything. I have a lot of respect for her. During the recession, a lot of things were happening, and this girl reinvented herself several times. You're an amazing businesswoman, and we're very proud of you and very grateful for everything you've done to us. So there you go. And we have a tiara. Be careful with it. Come on in.
That's what I wanted.
Wait, we gotta take a picture up. Come here. Anything, Melissa?
They're asking me to say something because Steve knows that I always say he's a handsome, hip guy to hang out with. Pam is incredible. We have an incredible team of ambassadors this year, and this has been a great opportunity. I see my old pal Richard there. Thank you for the best 10 years being an ambassador with the Chamber, and thanks for this. I'll put it on my desk. Thanks.
Thank you, Shani. Very deserving woman. Very busy. Okay, so that... Yeah, I know. Okay, I was going to say, okay, that leads us to our second Ambassador of the Year, Sabrina Little. Sabrina, come on up. Sabrina's, even though her name's Little, she's not so little. Tall drink of water, that's right. Great.
Oh, I have a tiara too?
Of course, you got a tiara too.
There you go.
Put that on.
It looks beautiful.
Thank you so much.
So Sabrina came to us probably a little over a year ago, year and a half. So she was kind of new in town, brand new business. She's an amazing real estate agent, and she has been our rock. She comes to every ribbon cutting, almost every single one. She comes to almost all the events, is always helping out at registration. Those are the kinds of things we need. There's so few of us, and she's jumped right in, and everybody adores her. We're very grateful for you, and thank you for everything.
Thank you. So
You're
can I
welcome.
share some thoughts? So, Steve, could you hold this for me? So I thought I'd share some thoughts, if you don't mind.
It's your mic.
Okay. And I'll keep it short.
Oh, boy, look at that. Ouch.
Did I get your foot? Okay. So Newport Beach is special. Let's recap. Wake Up Newport and networking lunches, selling red raffle tickets by the bunches, early dawn prego ambassador meetings, new business welcome, Steve and Pam leading. We cut the ribbon for the helicopter and drone lessons. We celebrated sandwiches at sessions. We sipped ginger juice and learned of detox. We welcomed business for...
Wait, that's not a group home business, just to be clear.
Yes, cleansing. We welcome business, excuse me. Yes,
Move up here, more light.
okay. We welcome business for extending your locks. We sold cheeseburgers to people with sandcastle building desire. We honored our service people, lifeguard, police, and fire. At the International Business Expo, we did mingle, and next, the boat parade to the Christmas jingle. Who would have thunk I'd see the chief in a superhero cape or attend a grand opening to learn about vape? Newport Beach is special, yes. It's a great city, there is no doubt. However, it's the people who are special, and that's what I'm talking about.
All right, excellent.
All right.
Yeah, with your proclamation, yeah.
Thanks. Okay, no, thank you.
Thank you. Great, Sabrina, very creative. Another round for Sabrina. She went to a lot of effort for that. Just taping all that paper together for the proclamation took a lot of time. Okay, so we've concluded our Ambassador of the Year awards, and now we're going to move to our Silver Anchor Awards. So the Silver Anchor Awards are a little bit different. What's special about it, Silver Anchor, I'm losing my paperwork here, is that the Silver Anchor award recipients don't know that they've won. So we have 3 recipients tonight. They're all sitting out here, and it's all going to be a surprise. And last year we did this. I think Dave Beek, he was at the bar. He didn't realize he was going to get it, and he was a little surprised. He made it up here okay. That's why we got everybody sitting down this time. It's a little safer. But yeah, we have 3 Silver Anchor Award recipients. I'm going to introduce Joe Stapleton to come up here and help me with that. So Joe, if you come on up. Joe is the chairman of the board of the Chamber of Commerce and also a harbor commissioner here in Newport Beach.
Thank you, Steve. Shawnee, I'm surprised you didn't mention you're the last ambassador to win on your own. 2007. Sure reminds me every day I was here. Proud of you. I have no poem, but certainly the Silver Anchor Award started in 1967. I clearly wasn't around then, so it's been around for a little while. Just kidding. It's seriously one of the single highest honors the Newport Chamber has to give out, and I truly mean that. And if you go through the list online and you look at some of the people, it's crazy. You go all the way back through the Beek family and the Marion Bergesons, and anybody who's laid the foundation and the legacy here in Newport Beach has received this award. So with this award comes a lot of responsibility, and you've done a lot for the Chamber of Commerce. So it's certainly not an award just for those that are involved in just the Chamber of Commerce, but obviously the community. And it's that who best represents the mission of the overall, of the Chamber of Commerce here in Newport Beach. Somebody who's always there, and somebody who just can't say no. So if that might be you, you might have a chance tonight. So I'll let Steve go over the criteria of this award, and then I'll announce the winners.
Great, thank you, Joe. So we do actually have a criteria. They're not very long, but they are important. So a Silver Anchor Award recipient is, the Silver Anchor Award is presented to a chamber member who has worked closely with the organization in an effort to carry out its mission. It's given to an individual who has the interest of the chamber at heart and participates and offers his or her time whenever possible. It's generally given to an individual who works as a leader or a follower, committee member or committee chair, event coordinator, or event attendee. It's not necessarily given for any single outstanding effort as much as a continuing commitment to the Chamber and the Newport Beach community. It is presented to one whom Chamber staff and committee members can count on to get the job done diligently and with commitment and fervor. So this year, as we said, we have 3 worthy individuals, and so Joe, if you'll come up here and present the first award, or announce the first winner.
Perfect. All right, so this person I met a number of years ago. You'll certainly recognize him when he walks up here. It's a he. I gave it away. But he goes to every single event. I remember one of the first times I met him was at the Balboa Bay Resort, and he's one of those guys that is the first to greet everyone who comes to one of our events. He's been a long-time ambassador. He's certainly an educator amongst the ambassadors and the staff, and we rely on him heavily to educate us as far as how to network and how to get referrals and how to get back, and most importantly, how to continue the mission of the Chamber and get new members. It's Mr. Karaoke himself, Mr. Sheldon Singleton. Sheldon's going to sing his speech tonight.
Congratulations. Shocking. Hey, I've never seen this man speak so. He's always got something to say.
Is that right?
Well, this was a shock.
when you give back to the community, because here's what it is. The community is a bunch of people that's a tribe. And we look out for each other, because when you get a really good family and you start watching each other's back, that's how you grow. And that's what I love about the Newport Beach Chamber, because I have fun here, I meet a lot of people, and you say, if you give back to the world, you'll be enriched. So that's why I look at giving back to the chamber, because to me, the chamber is one of the best chambers I've, ever been in. And I go to a lot of networking events, and Newport Beach, it just rocks. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Cheryl. So, wait, we're going to take another picture. Don't rush off. We got to fill some time here. The council's still meeting. But as a recipient, you received the pin. Here, why don't you open that up? Show the crowd. All right. Put on your magnifying glasses. It's not a used pin. There it is. Gets a pin, and he gets a glass plaque for his desk. There you go. So Silver Anchor Award, Sheldon Singleton, Newport Beach Chamber of Commerce. Thank you, Sheldon. You couldn't be more deserving.
David Beek told me last year, that's the point to the North Star. So Sheldon, when you put it on, make sure it's tilted a little bit. It's a nautical thing, right, Dave? Okay, so our next award winner is a dear friend of mine, and one of my personal favorites in the Chamber of Commerce, and one of the reasons why I look so forward to going to these events, because this person is always the first one to come up and give me a hug and a kiss on the cheek. So it's a female. Calm down, calm down. Jim is looking at me. Relax, Jim. So, you might not know this if you were to meet her, because she's an absolute doer in every sense of the word and a leader, but she has been religiously going around and taking her own time to come to the Chamber of Commerce and go sit down personally with each and every one of our new members. And to me, that speaks above and beyond what you're doing as an ambassador or a board member or a commodore or anything, a staff member at that point. But she's constantly finding a way to get involved in the chamber and get back and make sure that our members find the most and best use out of the Chamber of Commerce. So, with that, I want to introduce, she still Kay Davis to me, but Kay Walker. Kay is spending her time as the co-chair of the ambassadors, so involved in everything. Another person who can't say no to anybody when it comes to volunteering.
Am I supposed to make a speech? Oh. Of course you do. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you. I am so surprised. I was looking around the room going, who is that really great person? Oh my gosh, it's me. Thank you so much. I love Newport Beach Chamber of Commerce. I love all the ambassadors. And you guys gave me my husband. I wouldn't have found Jim if it wasn't for the Newport Beach Chamber. So I love you, honey. I love everyone in this room, and I will do anything for you guys. So I'm just looking forward to a really great year next year, and being part of the ambassador program is really important to me. So thank you very much.
Thank you. So Kay also gets a pin and a plaque for your desk, wherever that is, at home or Jim, you might have to make room on your desk for Kay's plaque. Is that okay? All right. All right, so we have one more recipient of a silver anchor, and Joe?
Here we go.
Envelope, please.
The envelope, drum roll. And Kate, your husband's responsible for my fiance, so Jim's doing something right. Even though you did no help in the beginning, I appreciate that.
You only get the marriage part with the enhanced level membership of the chamber. Just for those who are wondering, the single people out there. Okay.
It's a leadership circle. You can find a spouse. All right. You get the bat phone and the spouse. All right. I want my money back. I'm just kidding. Calm down. All right. This is a gentleman, our third and final award winner for the evening. This is a guy that I met back in 2008 and aspired to be just like him. He taught me everything there is to know about the Chamber of Commerce, and most importantly, the harbor here in Newport Beach. And as a harbor commissioner, and one of the few, I think, if not the only one who doesn't actually own a boat in the harbor, I do have a couple paddle boards, but clearly that doesn't count. I've leaned on it heavily to teach me all there is to know about the Newport Harbor. For those of you who know this person, I'll give you a clue. He's a recent neighbor to Sarah and I. So if you don't know who that is still. Okay. He's been the past chair. He's currently one of the chairs of the Marine Committee. He's clearly a Commodore. And he's been a constant ambassador for the harbor. Mr. Captain Chan Chan. Chandler Bell. Chandler's clearly one of those guys that is the first to come and say he'll do anything we need to do to get the chamber to where it needs to be. So, congratulations. Thank you. Yeah. Do you have the silver ink? Do you have the...
I got it. She doesn't have it? Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. There's yours, Chandler. I think you can use it down at Hornblower. Much more practical for Chandler than a pin they'll probably never wear. Awesome. Is that okay? Actually, we do have a pin for Chandler too. I have it in my pocket here. He likes that. I'll tell you a little story here. So I think, okay, we got to, Chandler's going to get it. Got to get him a gag gift. Get him an anchor. Went out yesterday. Went to Minnie's. If you know what Minnie's is, it's like a little yacht anchor place where you buy used stuff for your boat. Because let's face it, I didn't want to spend a lot of money on the thing. So I go over to Minnie's. They got a $12 anchor and a $20 anchor. All right. I buy the $20 anchor. So I went the extra yard for you, Chandler. $20 anchor. Bring it home. Show it to my wife. Right, dear? Where are you? She's out there. I was all excited about the anchor. Found it. Put it in the garage. Put it in my car this morning. Went over to Ganal Lumber. Bought some shiny silver paint. I bring it over to the chamber. I'm painting it once. I'm painting it twice. Leaving it out there in the sun to dry. No problem. Go touch it. It's dry. Pick it up. Start walking into the chamber office. And who says hello? Chandler! He comes up. Hey, Steve. Got a silver anchor. Totally blew a surprise. I hope it was still a surprise, but that's the story of the anchor. So, and use it in good health. I hope it saves you from going ashore or something, and enjoy it. Picture with the anchor, yeah. Thank you. Here you go, Chandler. I already used your time, so get off the stage. Here you go.
I kind of feel like David Luke here. Totally unexpected and most appreciated. And like others say, the chamber is wonderful. And probably besides the business aspect of it, I probably met some of the best friends in my life through the chamber the last number of years here. So I don't know what else to say, but thank you. And I enjoyed every second of it. And Joe, you've done a great job as chair as well, going forward here. And keep calling me on the harbor, okay?
Thank you, Chandler. You do good health. Yeah, it is, I know. I didn't prime the anchor before I painted it, so the paint's coming off a little bit. Hey, what do you want? it was Rust-Oleum. I don't know, what do you know? It won't rust. So anyway, that concludes the awards part of our evening. So we're going to turn the TV back on. Maybe we have a new mayor, maybe we don't. I don't know yet. But once the mayor's been elected and they make their speeches, they're going to head over here. So please stick around. There's plenty of food still. I don't know if you saw that fabulous chocolate fountain back there, but I'm sure there's some delicious desserts and obviously more booze at the bar. So we'll pick this back up as soon as the council members arrive. Thank you. So all of the 7 previous council members that were council members up until about 45 minutes ago are here. So we're going to get started. As you know, 4 seats changed hands. So we have 4 council members that are leaving public life, or at least leaving their life on the city council. For some, it's a melancholy experience. For some, it's like a boat owner, the first and last, first day and the last day are the best days of a boat owner's life. Well, same with some council members. So hopefully they have fond memories of it, and they're going to do great things after they leave here. And we're going to bring them up here and give them an opportunity to say a few words to you folks. And, you'll have an opportunity to thank them for their service. So they don't know what the order is, but I'll just read it off here. So Mike Henn, Mike. You come up to the podium, yeah, come on. I served with Mike 6 years on city council. This man is really a genius. And I said a few other things about him in closed session back and forth, and he said a few about me, but we're good friends. And I always relied on Mike for a lot of anything that had to do with HR, finances, anything organizational. Mike was the guy, because I am the anti-person when it comes to that. So Mike, here you go.
Thanks, Steve. I rely on Steve for his knowledge of Yiddish. So, anyway, I did give a fairly lengthy little speech at council, but I did want to just say a couple of more things that I really didn't say at council. And the first of which is that I am truly going to regret not being able to continue to work with the staff of this city. They are the best, bar none, and it's been a wonderful experience to be with such capable, hardworking people for the last 8 years. And beyond that, then, the thing that was surprising to me most when as I started my council tenure, and then realized after I got in, was this city is just chock full of really wonderful people. I never would have met 95% of them had I not been on council, and it's tremendously gratifying to me to have been able to do that over the last 8 years, to meet so many great people in the city. And then lastly, the turnaround on the peninsula, the transformation that I was able to have a leadership role on. It'll be just a couple of more years and you just won't recognize the peninsula when you drive onto it. It'll be miraculous. People will look around and say, how did this happen? It happened over a lot of hard work, investment, and blood, sweat, and tears on the part of the city council, the city staff, the residents, and the business owners, and it'll be my most gratifying accomplishment. So thank you all for your support. I have a saying that the city really, from the standpoint of its resident support, there's the 300 residents that are out there that are constantly involved, issue after issue, helping to make this a great city. The 300 are in here tonight. Not all of them are still here, but thank you so much for all of your support. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mike. So, wait, before you go, any major plans for your retirement now from city council?
I'm supposed to say to spend more time with my wife and family.
Very smart. But I told you he was a smart man.
Yeah, but I'll still be looking for other challenges too. So, thanks a lot, Steve.
Well, you have a home at the Chamber of Commerce if you want to stay involved. Feel free. Okay, so next up is a woman of very few words, but I hope she'll come and share a few with us, Nancy Gardner, Councilwoman Gardner. Just so you know, when Nancy became the mayor, she gave like the shortest speech ever on record. It was like 2 sentences, and I think it was thanking you, and that was it. So hopefully she'll have a few more pearls of wisdom for us.
I don't know, it seems like probably there's not anything much less interesting than an ex-council person. I mean, who cares anymore? So maybe I should take advantage of this right now, because it's the last time anybody asked me to say anything. Thanks for the memories, thanks for all we've done. It's a great spot. I grew up here, and I still recognize things, which is nice. We have part of the past here as well as we move into the future. So it's been great 8 years, and I look forward to the new council carrying on.
Thank you, Nancy. And we're losing a lot when this woman leaves the council, because Nancy was really the environmental conscience of our chamber. I mean, well, she is of the chamber too, but of the city council. Next up, another woman that I've served with. God, I served with Leslie probably 8 years. I think I was the first one that was actually appointed to city council. I spent a year, and I think, Leslie, were you appointed after me? She was. So she was the second one appointed after me, but we spent a lot of time together. We fought come up here, don't be bashful. Leslie, not even bashful, I shouldn't even say that. She's not a bashful woman. But we spent a lot of good years on city council together, worked hard on a lot of things, and she's going to be missed as well. Spent a lot of time on things that I didn't spend a lot of time on. I relied on her to do that, up in the Upper Bay, and things with Colonel Mar High School, a lot of biking issues. Leslie's an avid biker, and she doesn't have her neck brace any longer. She had a little bit of a incident, a little bit of a collision, let's say, but she's doing a lot better now. So, Leslie, thank you for your service.
Well, thank you, Steve, and certainly the battle over where to locate City Hall was epic, and it's been resolved, so the new group doesn't have to worry about where to put City Hall or what it's going to look like. Those problems are all solved. But I would just say a couple things. First, to the new folks, you are the tip of the spear now, and it's up to you to just make the community an even better place. And of course, in doing so is a lot more complicated than it may appear. It may be apparent as you get into it for a few months how complex it really is. What I'd say to the chamber is have a great boat parade. Talk about a wonderful event. And as I indicated tonight, truly Newport is the host of the coast. We just do so much for this region. Our beaches and our bay and all the lifeguards and paramedics and our library, incredible visitors. So we've built this great community, and we've just been so generous sharing it with other people. I think that's amazing about Newport Beach. And so what I'd also say is happy holidays. So thank you.
Thank you, Leslie. Why don't you take the stairs over here? It's a lot easier. Okay. Huh? Oh, come back. No, I should have. So what are you going to be doing in retirement? Although Leslie is a full-time businesswoman. She had a full-time job and was a full-time city councilor.
Okay. Well, let's see today. The city of Burbank released their wireless ordinance, so I have to look at that. And then the county of Orange just decided that they're going to require a CUP for all sites in the right-of-way, which used to be just an encroachment permit. So I'm keeping pretty busy with that. And then just other things going on. Go to the gym, and that's great. Discovered the rowing machine. So someday I'm going to row out there. That's one of my goals. So thank you.
Well, thanks to you, when you're out there rowing in the harbor, you won't get stuck on a sandbar, because Leslie was very instrumental in getting the harbor dredged for us. You might not understand some of the references she made. She works in the wireless industry and works with cities to put in new cell sites and things. So she's been a busy woman as those companies have expanded all over the place. But thank you, Leslie. Okay, last but not least. Okay, this man I spent 2 years with on city council. He sat to my right the whole time. For a full year, I kid with him, but for a full year, he was kind of new, didn't really know the ropes. So he'd lean over, and I'd get 2 votes because I tell him how to vote. No, just kidding. I just pushed the button. He went, no. Tell him, look that way. No, Rush has been a great guy. It was a pleasure serving on council with him all those years, and I'm hopeful that now he's done with city council that'll be coming back over to the chamber. He's got a lot of history with our chamber. Chairman of the board, citizen of the year. I don't even know them all. Come up here and tell us, Rush. Anyway, Rush has been our mayor for the past year. Please give a round of applause to Rush Hill.
Well, I would like to thank the Chamber for hosting this event. Richard, how many years ago was it you and I talked about the fact that we ought to do a reception for the mayors? And it was probably about 12 years, 13 years ago or something of that sort. So I never thought that I'd be standing here as a ex-mayor. Never thought I'd be here as a mayor either, but yeah, I planned my own event. The Chamber is a great part of our community, not only to represent business, but provides so many of our civic affairs, fun things that we do, in saluting our police, our fire, our students, both academic and athletic. And so I have nothing but praise for the Chamber, and I think that I will get involved again, Steve. Steve, try to pay attention, would you, while you're here? Yeah, all right. I think that I will try to get involved again, and I have to. You owe me money still, so, but that's it. I would like to thank all of my friends and the public that have made this transition be a very meaningful transition, a very positive transition for me. I'm blessed with all of my friends that I have, and I'm blessed to have been able to serve with a council that truly was that dream council, that truly worked for that shining city on the bay. And I will always have that pride and that memory. I'm not sure I can retire. I still have my day job, still represent clients in Switzerland and Germany and the UK. We'll continue to do that. I will continue to serve on the 4 educational boards that I'm a member of, and we'll look forward to coming by and harassing city staff as often as possible. So, but thank you all. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. You're a great man right here. Done a lot for our community. So, this is the mayor's reception. And without further ado, I'm going to bring up our new mayor, Ed Selitz. Now, Ed, I also served with probably good 8 years almost on city council. Ed was the third one appointed. Sorry, thank you. Getting a senior moment here. He always corrected me on council too. But we served a lot of years together. It was a lot of good years. Ed and I were the development agreement negotiating team. And yes, that's right. And we negotiated a lot of good deals together. Now, who do you think was the good guy and who was the bad guy? We kind of split it. But we did, Ed and I, we negotiated a lot of deals together. We had a lot of good times, smoked a few cigars, did a few backroom deals. You know how that goes at City Hall. But shh, don't tell anybody. But I'm glad to see that Mayor Ed Selitz is now going to be serving his 3rd term as mayor. I'm proud to call him my friend, Ed Selitz. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. The first thing I'd like to do is pay tribute to my fellow departing council members. As I think somebody alluded to, Rush alluded to, back in 2006 when we had the election, when the bulk of us got elected to the city council, I coined it the Dream Team. And over the ensuing years with the present city council and Steve and Councilmember Don Webb, we accomplished a lot of great things for this city, things that I'm truly proud of, and I know they are too. We made a lot of hard decisions, and we created a lot of value for our residents, and really did a lot to make this city a better place. And I have to tell you that in my day job, my business, I travel all over Southern California and deal with many legislative bodies, and Newport Beach has had the finest, bar none, legislative body that I run into, and I have been so proud to serve with these people. Mike Henn has brought his financial expertise and organizational skills to our council. Leslie Daigle was really a stalwart on dredging the bay, our traffic signal synchronization program, and airport issues. Nancy Gardner, when she got on the council, I didn't know her, and I thought, oh my God, another environmentalist. But you know, she and I actually agreed on almost everything. Now, a few things we disagreed on, but she was wrong and I was right. That's okay, Nancy, wherever you are out there. She was just a delight to work with on the council. Then, of course, my good friend, departing Mayor Rush Hill. Rush and I go back, Rush, I figured it out since the council meeting, it'll be 20 years in March since you and I got together on the Economic Development Committee. And Rush has been a good friend. He called me a mentor tonight at the council meeting, but in fact, Rush, you were a mentor to me, and I appreciate your friendship and all that we've gone through together over the last 20 years, so thank you very much. You know, the remaining council members, Council Member Curry, all the skills that he's brought to the council, he was part of the dream team. Tony Petros, he's new, but he certainly stepped up and made his contributions. And then, of course, there's Steve Rosansky. And as Steve said, he and I just had a lot of fun negotiating these development agreements. I just can't believe that doing that could be so much fun. And we did trade back and forth who was the good guy and the bad guy. It was a very dynamic process. So it was a lot of fun. And then, of course, Don Webb. Don never saw a sidewalk he didn't like. And Don, I appreciate that. Funny story, there's a sidewalk at the Civic Center on Avocado that we took out, and Don kept trying to get that sidewalk snuck back in the plans, but Steve and I, we kept that from happening. But Don, thank you so much for your service. You were a great person to work with on the council. So we've done a lot of great things with the council that's departing, and Don and Steve. But there's the remnants of the dream team still here. We have Team Newport coming in. We had an election. It was contentious, but the voters spoke, and now the time is to get on with the governing the city. I look forward to working with our new council members. I think everybody on our city council has the city's best interest in heart. And I believe, as all the previous councils before us have done, that all those differences of opinion, we come together and we do what's best for the city. And as Mike Henn said earlier this evening, our goal is to, when we leave, that we know that we help make the city a better place than it was when we came there. So thank you very much. I look forward to the new year. 2015 is going to be an exciting time, and we look forward to all the things we can do for the residents of our city. Thank you. And I have no plans on what I'm going to do after the city council yet.
Okay. Careful. Well, if you need to reconvene the dynamic duo, let me know. I'm always available, short notice. So I'm not sure that they're all here because I came up to the podium before they all arrived, but I'm hoping they are. We have 4 new council members that we're going to introduce now, but I guess we're going to do it by seniority. So we have a new mayor pro tem as well, and I heard her name was Diane Dixon. So Diane, if you're here, I think that's her back there. Come on up. Let the people see you and share a few pearls of wisdom with us. So anyway, Diane's someone I met probably about almost a year ago. She's one of our newer members of the Chamber of Commerce. We had a nice lunch over at Lido Diner, and she told me about all of her big plans to run for city council. So she made it. Luckily, she got a free pass, which is, I never had that luxury, but I had always dreamed about it. So you're living the dream, and congratulations.
Well, thank you, Steve. Thank you, and thank you all for still being here this evening. I know it was a long meeting. I am so excited. It's a mixture of feelings, a confluence of feelings. I'm excited, I'm humbled, I'm honored, and I'm grateful. It's been a wonderful experience running for city council.
many people asked me when I began my campaign about 18 months ago, someone actually did ask me, did you have a lobotomy? And I didn't know what I know what a lobotomy is, but I didn't know I love doing this. I love the retail side of politics, the meeting with people, the learning about the issues, talking to people, listening to people. And then I love the policy side of governing, and I love our city, and it's the perfect opportunity for me to do this for at least the next 4 years and maybe beyond. I want to thank all of you for your passion, your interest, and your commitment to our great city. There are just so many great things that we could all do together. I look forward to working with the entire council to continue on the pathway of progress, to continue the great things. District 1, where I represent, Mike Hennett has done I don't even know if Mike is here. I can't see with the lights in my eyes. Oh, good. Hi, Mike. Mike, I owe a tremendous debt of gratitude, and the people of District 1 owe Mike for laying a wonderful foundation that I could come in and continue the great work of economic revitalization and improving our quality of life. And our focus is going to be continuing what Mike started and working our way down the peninsula to Balboa Village. A lot of great things are happening on the peninsula. So thank you, Chamber of Commerce. Thank you, Steve. Thank you for your whole team. Thank you for what you do for the community to make our community economically strong. And I look forward to meeting all of the important business leaders and small business owners in Newport Beach, particularly in District 1. I know many of them, but continuing to meet them because of what everyone is doing to contribute to our strong community. So thank you, and thank you for this great evening, and I look forward to talking with all of you. Thanks.
Thank you, Diane. Okay, next on my list, I have Scott Piotr. Scott here? Scott? Yep, there he is, tall drink of water in the back. Scott Piotr, come on up. I got to know Scott a while ago. Scott was a planning commissioner here for 4 years. So he's probably got the most experience out of the 4 new ones. Need a stairway, obviously. No, you're fine. So congratulations, Scott.
Thank you.
Welcome to City Council.
Appreciate it. Well, Merry Christmas, everybody. Hello. Hey, I really appreciate the opportunity to be able to come out here and be welcomed and see a lot of familiar faces and celebrate the commission or the councilmen that are leaving. They all did a really great job, and they all ought to be applauded. And it's definitely a life of service. Mike, I served with Mike on the planning commission for a year before he went to council for 8 years. So he's a glutton for punishment. You can't get enough of this stuff. We're having a bargain basement sale on bunnies. So if anybody's interested, I'm taking quotes now or bids now, so we'll see what happens with those guys. But I'm really looking forward to being able to serve on the council. I'm definitely looking for people to give me input. And there's a lot of areas that I know I'm not expert on, and I'm going to need your guys' help. So feel free to call me. No, call Diane, and then call me. So no, I am looking forward to it, and I appreciate the opportunity to be up here and to be able to serve you guys, and look forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Okay, next on my list is Kevin Muldoon. Kevin, are you here? There he is. He's going to be the snappy dresser of the new council, for sure. I've never seen this man without a suit and tie on. Sometimes with a cigar, though. Come on up. Kevin and I got to know each other probably, a couple, 3 years ago. Yeah. We're regulars on Friday afternoon at Gulfstream. We have a beer or a drink and a cigar and talk about life. So that's right. I guess we'll be doing a lot more of that.
I think so.
There you go, Kevin.
Thanks. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. I know this event is also for the outgoing council people. So again, thank you for your service. And everyone can agree that no matter how you feel about particular issues, when you put time and effort, energy into something, and you're putting the best interest of the community, that your service is very honorable and it's appreciated across the board. For the most part, I'm happy to be here and say a couple words, but I don't have much to say. It's all sinking in. And Any talking points or any? No. Okay, we're good. Have a good night.
Thank you, Kevin. There's something to be said for brevity, believe me. I spent 9 years on city council. I wish some of my colleagues that sometimes were as brief as Kevin was. Okay, so we're almost to the end of our program. We have one more new council member to bring up. It's well, it says Marshall here, but everybody knows him as Duffy Duffield. So Duffy, why don't you come on up? I hope. Yep, he's coming up to the back. Everybody knows Duffy. He's been around a long time. If you haven't ridden in a Duffy boat, you haven't lived in Newport Beach, that's for sure. Come on up, Duffy. There he goes. Duffy, just so you know, I mean, you saw him leap up here. The man just had, what, quadruple bypass surgery like 2 months ago? Obviously, the doctors at Hogue know what they're doing. All right, well, I live a couple minutes away. I'm hoping they give me the same level of service. Here you go, Duffy.
Thank you. There's no question I have to thank the outgoing members of the council. Newport Beach is absolutely amazing. I went on a bunch of tours and of everything, and oh man, it's a lot bigger city than I ever thought it was. And real fast, because I can't help myself, for the first 10 years of my business, from 18 to whatever it was, I had to launch every electric boat at this launch ramp. And I was treated like a criminal because I'd take one out, I'd launch one, new one, and then I'd take the other one out and get to the gate, and it wouldn't match, the CF numbers wouldn't match, and I'd have to go to the office. You're stealing a boat, is what they thought I was doing for all those years. But little did I ever dream that it would catch on like it did, and the only way I could get a boat to the water was this launch ramp. So whenever I come here, it kind of reminds me of the hardest working days of my life. And but the Back Bay and all this whole scene back here is just what I'm all about. And I just hope I can give back to the harbor all the things that it gave me. I virtually was Tom Sawyer back here in the Back Bay. My first little boat was a little two pieces of styrofoam I bolted together, had a little 3-horse Johnson on the back. And ended up, my parents wouldn't let me go, 200 feet from our house, and I ended up, would sneak back into these little canals that we have back here and see hundreds of stingrays, and it was just amazing. Later on, we learned to water ski back here. My first thing I ever made and sold to somebody was a water ski. And we skied so much that we ran up our parents' credit cards so high that, no, that wasn't credit cards. You'd go to the fuel dock and charge it to your dad. That's what we would do. And then when finally that didn't work, we started siphoning. And if you've ever tried to siphon gas out of a car, it's really bad. But the glass back there, which means smooth, in the mornings it would just be ultra smooth. And you could go back there and lay into a turn, and it was like something you've never done before. It's just so great. And that was stealing gasoline. So, to end my little thing, I really never aspired to being on the city council. I really don't know why I'm here, but now that I am here, and it was a long journey, it has taught me a lot that you guys are very, very passionate about this city, as well as I am. And you have to be very serious. And no longer can I say that. I can't say that anymore. I have a job to do, and Mike I'm going to do the best I can, okay? And I'm a practical guy. I'm not a genius. I'm going to listen, and I'm going to do my best to learn, because I don't know everything, and I just look forward to trying to maintain and keep what Rush and all you guys have done to this great city going. So, thank you for having me, and thank you for listening.
Thank you, Duffy. Well, thank you, folks. That's pretty much the end of our program. I do want to again thank Andy and Sarah of the Dunes Resort for creating such a wonderful environment for our event this evening. Round of applause for them. and all their staff as well that have served us tonight. Thank you. One last throw out to Chris Patton of Chris Patton Promotions. She helped design the glass desktop mementos that we ordered, or we gave to the Silver Anchor recipients, the awards that were done maybe before you got here. Thank you all for coming. It's a great city. We have a great Chamber of Commerce. It's been a great event. It's been great being with all of you folks. We got a great new 4 council members. Give them all a round of applause, please. And thank you all for coming. You're welcome to stay. There's probably still some more food back there and some dessert if you haven't had enough. Probably, I know Danny doesn't want me to say this, but probably should stay away from the bar since you're going to be driving home. Although we got the police chief here. Do we get a free pass tonight, police chief? No? Nope. No free passes, so be safe. Thank you. See you at our next event. Boat Parade, December 17th to the 21st.